Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Famous-ish. I'm Alice.
I'm Camden.
I'm Wayne.
How's everyone doing on this Monday?
I'm awake.
Do you have a case of the
Are
Mondays?
back. We are back again.
We have a little bit of a case of the Mondays.
I'm happy to be awake.
I'm happy to be awake, too. I guess that's a good thing.
Somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
I'm happy to be awake before noon.
Last week, we had the first episode of Season 4 of the podcast. Thank you so much for those who listened. Woo-hoo! Thank you so much for those who answered questions for this week. And we're glad to be back. We're still getting into the groove of it. You know how, like, when you're doing stuff and it's, like, really hard to get back into it?
Mm-hmm.
We did something last week that we've been talking about doing for a very long time. And it's kind of like that. We played tennis.
Yeah.
We played tennis. It was amazing. We had fun. Like, we played until we got tired. It was probably, like, way too long. And then for the rest of the week, we were walking around like we were, I don't know, Neanderthals, all hunched over and sore.
I'm still sore.
You're still sore?
No.
That means you haven't done enough activities.
I was
a little
out
bit.
in between.
Yeah, so we are ready to get back on the courts and play some tennis.
That's
How do you think it went?
ridiculous.
I know, how
Literally
crazy.
hopscotching around with like a little bit of arm movement, and I felt like I went to the gym with The Rock.
Exactly. Could you imagine how I felt? I was playing double what you were. Because I was playing, it was me versus Camden and Wayne. Not really versus. It was basically us trying to hit it back and forth enough times to get a good rally going.
It was like 2 hours, right?
Yeah, we went out there and we played a long time. That's probably where we went wrong. We just kept going until we, because we were having so much fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
But I did something that we said we were going to do for a long time. So it's kind of like one of those things. Getting back into it, there's always a little bit of a learning curve and a little bit of adjustment period. Kind of like getting back into the podcast.
Exactly.
It's kind of hard. It is. It's hard to get back into things.
It's hard to get back into the groove of things.
It really is.
Like, I've got this side hustle going on, and I literally just did nothing for months. Other than, like, social media, don't get me wrong, but it was, like, I didn't have that quick, lifestyle. And now I'm just, like, sitting in there on my laptop, like, okay, I gotta do this, And then people start answering the phone, and I'm just like, ew.
I said it like 100 times how I'm a schedule person and like a routine person, and like being out of it, then getting back into the routine is like so hard. Why is it so hard?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's Monday. I hope everyone's having a good Monday. This is basically Camden's last week of actual school, theoretically. Why do I keep saying theoretically? Like your counselor really went to screw you over and says, "Oh, you're going to actually be missing one credit."
Quit doing
like,
that.
I don't know why. I
You're
have
such
like
a bad luck bear.
Intrusive thoughts about like bad things happening.
I don't even know what could happen because I can't
it's not
take the first semester or whatever.
Well, you're passing all your classes. You did summer school. You did all the stuff you said you had to do. But like for some reason, my mind is like he didn't add them up correctly or something.
I asked him like 5 times.
I know.
You can get away from your crazy ass teachers.
So if he messed up, I'm not going.
Oh, I'm not going. Yeah, I made it this far. Screw you, buddy.
Yeah.
Any other news this week,
What
guys?
are
Before we get
the
into
plans after school? Anything?
Well, we'll have to go in. We should actually have a full podcast of people suggest what Camden would be good at.
Let me graduate first.
Yeah, first she's like, let me get to the end of the year. Let me have my normal holiday vacation. Everyone else gets a Christmas vacation. I should too.
When they asked you in kindergarten class, because I can't think this far back, what did you say you wanted to be when you grew up?
A vet.
Yep, I knew it. Camden wanted to be a veterinarian.
That's right. So now that's gone, right? Because you realize that there's a lot of sadness involved.
And a lot of
being a
school. You
veterinarian.
basically have to go as much school as like an actual human doctor.
But
and
you get paid
less.
Way less.
Yeah, and get...
But you get to deal with cute animals all day.
But you also have the sad part, and you also have to get a full rabies shot session, which is, I've heard, is not fun.
That's the problem. There's the cute part of it, but there's definitely the sad part of it. That's why I wouldn't want to do it.
Every time we have an animal that gets to the age that then you start losing animals, we're like, this is too hard. We cannot go through this again. And then we do it all over again. So it's probably like that, but just constantly.
I get attached too easily. I would be friends with like this dog that comes in every week. You know what I mean? And at the point to where like it was like I can't.
We're attached.
It'd be like
to
my own
neighborhood
animals.
Cats.
You know.
We're attached to these neighborhood cats, and we worry about these neighborhood cats that aren't even our animals.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But Camden no longer wants to be a vet, but we should do a full episode, whether it's here or on 40-ish, where we, make Camden try to come up with ideas of what.
I think I wanted to be a teacher.
What podcast idea? Trigger existential crisis for Camden.
Yep. I mean, if it's an ongoing existential crisis, is it any different?
What do you mean?
Isn't it just all the same? Was the existential crisis ever ended?
No.
What did you want to be, Alice?
An
astronaut?
When I was really young, I'm not sure.
Princess?
There was a time I wanted to be a lawyer. There was a time I wanted to be, I don't know, an actor. I mean, there's a lot of things I wanted to do. I don't remember what I wanted to do in kindergarten. Ballerina.
You wanted to be a lawyer. You'd be a good lawyer. You love to argue.
That's what I wanted to be.
You
like
love to be right
for a while, and then I want to be right.
You love to be right.
I love to be right.
Proven point right there.
I love my life. I'm right all the time.
I don't know if that's good or bad for lawyers.
Yeah.
Well, you argue. Be a good prosecutor.
You have to argue things like you are right.
Yeah.
If you're a lawyer,
you'd be a good prosecutor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have been good at
going down. I wanted to be a teacher.
You would have been a good teacher.
Yeah, like maybe theater arts teacher or something. That would be cool.
You could still do it.
What?
You could still be a teacher.
You have to go to school to be a teacher.
They literally will take anyone with a high school degree now. It sounds like in Nevada.
To be a substitute, maybe.
They're changing things. All right, I guess that's it for our week this week. Any other news? That's about it.
I've been playing Splatoon.
Our week in review.
Camden's now doing Splatoon again.
Splatoon's the only game I'm like, I don't know about good at, but I'm okay at. I don't die. I've carried.
Excellent, Cam.
I can't do it.
Wow, she's in her carrying.
I tried it. It looks like a lot of fun, but it's got too much eye movement.
I've never been a carrier. I'm on the team game. I'm always the hanger backer.
I'm not good at any other game though. I suck at Fortnite. I'm always healer. Apex, Overwatch.
Yeah.
But Splatoon? Silly little paint guns?
During my UHC phase of Minecraft, it was always my sister and brother-in-law. They were the ones that were the main strategists and the main fighters, and I hung back and kind of was cleanup crew. That's just me. All right.
I've been playing the classics.
Oh, yeah?
Like the old Nintendo games I've never played before in my life that are like impossible.
Too hard, and then like my eyes can't even like grasp the graphics anymore.
If you had YouTube back in the day, it would have been so much easier, I tell you what.
That's true. Like, you had to wait for the Nintendo Power to come and tell you the full walkthrough.
Yeah, and Nintendo Power did okay, but YouTube, I mean, you could just find out exactly how to do the level.
Yes.
But it's just so different now. Like, you can't save. Back then, you couldn't save. Think about that, you know? I'm thinking about how far it's taken me. I've had to get into these games by saving every single hour.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that sounds like fun. I haven't been doing anything, so there's my update. This week, though,
You've been being right.
Other than being right, that's my life. I'm just right, and I exist.
You're right, honey.
Our question this week, we got lots of answers, so I guess we'll probably try to get into that quickly, but it's something that I'm not, like, really an expert on. It's not a huge part of my life. And it's a huge part of Wayne's life, and it sounds like a lot of you people are quite passionate about this as well.
I don't have the attention span.
It's movies. Wayne is the movie man, the movie guy.
Like, the only one in this house.
I am.
Yeah, I'm a TV guy. Camden's more of a video game person or music person. Like, in high school, I guess I was a music person, but... So, Wayne, we have questions that are based on movies this week.
Yes, my favorite subject of all time. This is my podcast, the podcast for movie podcast.
The original question was suggested because we asked people to give us suggestions for the podcast this week, and this was suggested by Andy, I think. Right? What is the worst movie you've ever seen?
Who did that? Was it Andy?
I think so.
Andy Boss!
Andy!
You the man! Thank you for making me do this.
And so we kind of started with this question, and then we also added a couple more questions. So we should have plenty of stuff to talk about. But I might be deferring to Wayne more than I like to because I don't know much about movies.
I've got a Norman sitting on my cord.
And I'm not the person that has like an opinion on really good or bad movies really passionately or anything like that.
You suck when we talk about movies.
I suck.
I say something about a movie and you're like,
I suck when we talk about movies. Yeah, I do.
I've seen like a lot of Tarantino movies because I dated a film guy. Seen American Psycho.
Yeah.
Also, Camden's not really a movie person.
Yeah.
I don't have the attention span.
No.
She had a weirdo boyfriend at one time that liked to watch movies, so you saw a lot of good movies then. And that's one thing that came out good out of him. He showed you a lot of movies that you wouldn't have seen, like American Psycho, Pulp Fiction. I'm glad that you saw those movies, so you know.
Yeah, those are good.
The first question we asked everyone was what? What is the worst movie you've ever seen?
What's the worst movie you've ever seen?
Like, that's so hard. I hate definitives, you know? Like, what is your favorite or what's your least favorite? It's just so hard because, like, I like and dislike so many things.
I don't know so many of
The
these.
worst movie. Well, you're going to have to go first on that one. What's the worst movie you've ever seen?
I just said I don't like doing this. I don't like saying my worst or least favorite ever.
How about you, Cam? Have you seen enough movies to have the worst movie you've ever seen?
Worst, like objectively?
There's movies I haven't finished, and I don't really remember off the top of my head, but I hate watching Captain Underpants. I fell asleep in the movie theater watching Captain Underpants.
That was hard to watch.
I can't imagine it's like, if I watched every movie in the world, that it would still remain my worst movie, but it was a hard-to-watch movie.
It was hard to watch.
There's movies
and
that...
it was in theater, and I was like...
Why did you watch Captain Underpants?
Because we went with the little nibblings. They liked Captain Underpants books. You know, like, it's just what you do when you have little kids and they want to go see a book. Or a movie based on their favorite book.
I can tell you from experience the worst movie I've ever seen, because I used to be a big Freddie Prinze Jr. fan, and that's that Down to You.
Oh, I feel like I watched that and I feel like it wasn't good.
Who's that?
It's the one with the shampoo, remember? It's like the shampoo made him think of her, and it just had a weird-ass ending.
With Lily Sobieski. Who else was in that movie?
No, Julia Stiles.
Julia Stiles. Sorry, I get them mixed up, and I probably shouldn't because they're nothing.
And it was just really, 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 really,
yes,
really bad.
I remember. I think that's what makes you kind of think of bad movies, because you go into a movie thinking, I really like this actor. Like, the one I can think of, I thought, oh, I'm going to go see this movie. I like Ryan Gosling. That freaking Blue Valentine movie, it's terrible.
People love that movie.
I know, people like that movie, but that movie is horrible. These people are horrible. It's a lot of talking. That's I don't like talking movies. Talking movies without any sort of, like, comedy or anything. No.
Talking movies without comedy?
Yeah, they're terrible. Like, that Ethan Hawke one that everyone loved. And they just sit on a train and talk, and it's like, no.
Oh, courtroom movie.
You hated that movie.
Yeah. After Sunrise, After Sunset. One of those. It was one of those in that series, and it's just talking.
I think After Sunset was the sequel that they liked it so much they made another one.
I can listen to myself talk, but I'm not going to listen to Ethan Hawke talk for an hour.
You like courtroom movies or whatever they're called?
Talking movies are not fun.
No, talking movies aren't good. Why do people like talking movies?
Unless the director has to be good. Quentin Tarantino's really good at just talking.
Like the beginning of Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah. Like sitting in a restaurant talking about tipping. Like only Quentin Tarantino can make that interesting.
Yeah, American Psycho.
Let's see what our listeners have to say, since I know they had a lot to say.
How?
Well, just throw them out there.
Mr. Bulo.
What?
I don't know. I'm saying.
You're saying the person's name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Flushed Away. That's the only movie that made me feel like I lost money, time, and brain cells while watching.
Oh, no. I went and saw it with kids. So then you have like kids are enjoying this thing. But in real life, I probably wouldn't watch it over and over again.
Which one?
Real life.
Flushed Away.
There's fake life with kids?
Exactly, there is. Your life changes and your standards change when you have kids and you're doing stuff with kids.
Yeah, you know.
Like, your enjoyment is based on whether your kids are being good and enjoying something.
I was thoroughly enjoying Bluey.
That wasn't that bad.
Kids were over.
I feel
Bluey's
like in
cute,
terms
though.
it wasn't
Bluey's
the worst.
good.
Yeah, Bluey's
a
adorable.
cinematic masterpiece.
The toilet one?
Yeah.
It was good, I think. As far as I remember.
You think?
I mean, but you watched it as a child.
Yeah.
And you got to go to the movies and get popcorn.
I did?
I'm pretty sure we saw it in the theater.
I watched it out of theater before. I don't know when.
I'm not sure about that one. Glenn Robicho says, and this is another Ryan, La La Land.
Okay, I haven't seen it.
I've heard it's so good. I was friends with a bunch of theater kids who loved it. So
yeah, it's a musical, right? It's a musical.
Maybe
that's why I haven't watched it.
I'm
not a
I
huge...
bet if I watched it, I would be defending it with my life right now.
If you like musicals, then I'm assuming that you would like it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm not a huge musical movie person,
I
but
feel like movie
like
musicals
the
are all weird to me.
Greatest Showman type ones, people love those, and I'm kind of like, eh.
I don't like the music in the Greatest
Except for like
Showman.
Grease.
Grease. That's old school. This reminds me of high school. So.
These newer musicals are just kind of strange.
Well, they just remake.
It's just because we aren't into it anymore. Different feel.
Live action Aladdin.
Okay, worst movie. It wasn't as good as obviously cartoon Aladdin, which is like amazing and one of my all-time favorite Disney movies.
You can't replace Robin Williams.
It is really hard.
He did a good job.
In terms of remakes, it's really, really hard when someone is so iconic as a role.
Yeah,
I'll give them that, especially if you held the cartoon one in such a high regard. It's never going to live up to.
Actually, I feel bad. I just tend to not like live actions of anything. Anime live actions, horrible usually. Like Disney live actions, I don't know.
I'm so distracted by Norman. He's just so cute.
He's so cute.
What else you got?
Since Andy Bass actually started this podcast, I will go with his answer, which was Spring Breakers, with Selena Gomez walked out of the theater.
Walked out?
Now, I don't think I've ever walked out of the theater during a movie. I had a roommate that always would go to he would look at the end of a magazine, he would get the free premiere.
Yeah, the free passes. I remember those. If you're in a big city,
we would go
have
to those.
Hand them out on campuses.
We saw 8 Mile, Jackass, a lot of movies that way were like before they actually came out publicly.
Yeah.
And it was a cool way to watch, but it's so full. The whole theater is completely full. So I don't know if you'd like that. But it just...
so the moral of the story was, did you walk out of any theaters or...
That's what I'm trying to think of. Because I'm pretty sure there's something that we were just like, no. You know. We were like, let's go see this. We have no interest in seeing this, but it's free. But I can't even remember that's how bad it was. Maybe it was Geely.
You saw Geely in the theater. I've never walked out of a movie because I'm like, I paid for this crap, I guess I'm staying. But I've fallen asleep quite a few times in the theater, like I'm old, I guess.
Well, I did watch about 7 or 8 people walk out of Jackass. So we saw Jackass, the first Jackass movie, might have been the first one or second one at the premiere or whatever, and people just they couldn't do it. They couldn't do the yellow snow cone.
I could see that.
Steve-O did some stuff in there.
Did you ever see Spring Breakers?
No.
I didn't either.
That's one with James Franco. It just never appealed to me.
Andy, you paid to go see this in the theater.
I mean, I think, it has an appeal, like the trailer. It just, I don't know.
There's a lot of movies I just won't watch. So I'm just like, nah, not it for me.
The Last Airbender.
Oh, it's terrible. For Avatar fans, and you watch the M. Night Shyamalan remake of The Last Airbender.
I watched it a long time ago. It was on TV or something.
It's terrible. The casting is terrible. How they did it is terrible. It's just all
live
around
action
bad.
remakes are usually bad. Maybe it's because that was the first one I saw that I'm always like...
Yeah, I agree. Who said
Avatar in general sucks.
Anthony Kaser.
Anthony, I agree.
I know that The Last Airbender and Avatar are totally different movies, but since you brought that up, Avatar is not good.
You're saying not good?
The one with the blue people, and they just made a new one.
I have never seen it.
I cannot get through the first 20 minutes of that crap.
My friends are very hyped for the second one.
You do not like big blockbuster type movies. You don't like those type of movies. You don't like any of the Star Wars. You don't like Lord of the Rings. You don't like Avatar. You don't like the visual big epic movies.
It looks cool.
Maybe it has to be violent.
Watched the trailer
I've
for the
heard
second
it's
one.
good.
It's actually coming out. Wait, isn't that the whole joke that it was like teased since 2007?
Yeah.
And then they actually have a trailer now.
Really?
So it's coming out.
I mean, because like No Country for Old Men is one of my favorite movies of all time, and that's very like slow, and as you say, plot. Right.
Sounds
I don't like maybe sci-fi is what it is.
Yeah, maybe.
Unless it's like really old 80s. But I'm not even a huge fan of the original Terminator.
You're not a sci-fi person. Horror, but not sci-fi. Okay, what else do we got?
Sci-fi or
I don't know
fantasy?
this one. You're gonna have to cover this. The first Harry Potter.
Haven't seen. Worst you've ever seen?
I don't see how that could
Well,
be.
the thing about Harry Potter's, and I'm not a huge... I haven't read the Harry Potters, which I should, but, like, the first one is before all the romance. So I could see where it'd be kind of boring.
We still haven't done the Harry Potter thing.
Yeah, we should.
I saw, like, half of one, and I was on stuff.
So you're a movie person, but you're, like, not a lot of popular movie person.
No, I just don't like, I don't think sci-fi or fantasy.
What else we got?
That's what it makes sense, right?
50 Shades of Grey.
I couldn't even. I read the book, and I just about this. I had to force myself to finish the book, so I wasn't going to watch the movie. It just was about the worst book I've ever read in my life. What did the person say about it?
They didn't say anything.
Oh.
Frank Lewis. I watched one with my friends as a joke, and the plot was actually intriguing.
You watched the 50 Shades?
There was like a whole kidnapping thing going on, and I was like, this has
You
plot?
tried actually watching that?
I didn't try watching it. I read the first book.
The book was enough
The
for
writer
you?
was so bad.
You read it before it was a movie, right?
I don't know. I think I read it after the movie came out, thinking, because I like to read books before I watch movies, and then I'm like, nah, never mind. Not doing it. The people are so unlikable and just so unrealistic, I couldn't even.
That never appealed to me. Vincent Manuel _10 says Cats, the 2019
couldn't do
version. No, we knew Cats was going to be on the list.
We knew it was going to be bad, but I'm curious what... Okay, I knew Cats, the musical, James Corden, all these people in it. I knew it was going to be terrible. What possessed these people to then go watch this movie? You know this movie
kid and I didn't even watch it.
will be the worst movie you've ever seen.
Musical kid. I like Cats and the songs in Cats. James Corden.
But is the original
Corden
good?
isn't anything I'm not watching.
I don't have any desire to see Cats, but also I knew that, so I don't go see the movie. I know it's going to be
If
terrible.
James Corden is in a movie, it's bad. I'm sorry. Like Cinderella.
That was really...
The only movie
my
that's
God.
good with him
That
is
might have been
Peter
one of the
Rabbit.
worst I've ever seen, is that
Oh my God, I
Amazon
forgot about
Cinderella.
that.
Peter
Oh my
Rabbit's
God,
the only movie that's good with him. And
Oh,
he's
he's the
not
voice?
actually in it, so...
I did like the Peter Rabbit one.
I was on my phone the entirety Peter Rabbit.
Any Hallmark movie,
Boo!
Statue _left.
Boo!
Yes, I'm with you on there.
Everybody,
They're not
boo!
that bad.
I'm with you.
Can't go into them expecting them to be
A cinematic masterpiece. You can't-
Schindler's List.
Yeah.
It's a literal romantic, goofy movie.
You just compared Schindler's List.
I'm saying
To
you're
a
not going to
Hallmark
expect it to be some sort of deep and make you think and whatever. It's literally so you can turn your brain off and just smile.
Hallmark a cost.
Who? It's a guy, huh?
It's a guy. It's a guy. Yeah.
Ha-
You have to do the time. You had to watch a few Hallmark movies a year.
Hallmark movies are like soap operas. Back in the day when you'd watch soap operas, it's the same thing. Like, I do not have any, intention to watch a Hallmark movie on my own. But if I'm in here, like, picking stuff up, looking around, and you're watching a Hallmark movie, I get stuck. And I'm like,
Hallmark
who
movies-
is that guy?
Way less interesting than a soap opera, but I like the
like his-
thinking storylines much better. Than
I like his
wow, this
pea
turned
coat.
out to be like someone back from the dead with 8%.
Who's that guy?
They're always wearing a damn pea coat.
A
I like his
peacoat-
pea coat.
Peacoat over a sweater, turtleneck.
Yeah. It's always like the girl that missed the train.
I mean, there's so many tropes, and it's just, honestly, it's so you can turn your brain off and not think about anything else that's going on in the world. They're not talking about any current events. They're not talking about anything deep. You know it's going to end happy, so you don't have to actually think about anything. That's
I'm
the
going to
appeal.
start a YouTube. It's going to be like the beginning of every Hallmark movie, and at the end, it just bad, evil ending.
Turn it evil.
That's
They
funny.
all get hit by a bus.
Chick just falls off a
That's
cliff.
a Lifetime movie.
Yeah.
That's a Lifetime
Going
movie.
to meet him in the mountains.
That's
That's
gonna
not why people
that's gonna be
watch the
famous.
Hallmark
Lifetime movie.
Yeah. Yeah,
Lifetime.
it turns into Lifetime. The mashup.
What's ATLA?
ATLA? I never
I'm
saw
trying
that.
to think of the title
Oh,
of my
that is-
YouTube.
Hall
Hallmark.
bad.
Missed the Hallmark.
Stallmark.
Star Wars: The Last Jedi and Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker.
People did not like the new Star
Are
Wars.
these the new
See,
ones?
I didn't mind
Are
them
these
that
the new ones?
much. I really don't think they're the worst movies
These
I've
are the
ever
new
seen.
ones.
Yeah, the new ones. They hated that there's a girl protagonist.
If you are a huge fan of something, example, Roadhouse 2 coming out, don't want to see it at all, okay, then I can understand how, like, something new can screw that up for you.
But it's
The
not a
actress
remake.
is so good though.
It's not a remake. It's a different version of... It's a different part of the story. It's a continuation of the story. I like when I'm part of... I like a thing and they continue the story. You know what I mean? They add more to it. Yeah. I enjoy that. Well,
like a prequel?
I don't like prequels.
So objectively good.
I mean, I think she's good. But you don't have a female protagonist join the Star Wars universe without...
Real Norm Miller says Caddyshack 2.
Okay, so you can tell me. I've never seen it.
Screw you. No, I'm a huge fan of both the Caddyshacks. All right.
Really?
They're both good. They're both good in their own way. Caddyshack 2 is definitely in no way near as good as the first one, but it still has its moments.
So do you think that's why it's because it's a letdown after liking the first one so much?
Yeah. I think so. I mean, yeah, it could just be like a really bad movie, but guess what? I like really bad movies.
Can you tell me the plot of this movie?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's probably like any other... I haven't seen it in a while, but it's like all those other movies where I'm assuming something's going to happen with the golf course and they have to save it, because it's their favorite golf course.
You're saying you're stumping for this movie, saying it's a good movie, and you can't even tell me the plot.
No.
Okay, there we go. It must not have been that good.
We already established this. I don't need a plot.
Oh, well, that's true.
I just need cheesy acting, and for that reason, it's good. But Real Norm Miller changed his answer, and he said, never mind, I actually will put Jaws the Revenge.
It's true sequels that never live up to the originals, I can understand that.
You know what's pretty bad? Jurassic Park 3.
Jurassic Park?
No, the one...
yes, the one with the pterodactyls.
That's the third one.
Or is it the second one?
Which one? The gymnast girl? Or I feel like 3 is obviously the worst.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's 3.
It's obviously the worst one out of the bunch. But we haven't seen the third worlds or whatever. How many Jurassic Worlds there are now?
I think that was supposed to be good-ish, at least.
Jaws the Revenge is pretty bad, though.
I feel like I haven't seen it. Is it supposed to be the same shark? Is it the family of the shark that's on revenge? What's going on here?
I don't remember.
Oh my god!
I just remember
you were supposed
bad.
to look up synopsises of these movies, and you're supposed to be our movie guy.
But Jaws was never my thing. Even the original, it's fun to watch or whatever, but it's not one of my top 10 favorite movies.
Well, top 10 favorite movies really difficult.
The first thing that they did wrong is they didn't make it rated R. Okay, they could have made Jaws way better. With a little gore and TNA, I'm just saying.
Oh my god.
They
can't with you.
They ruined it by making it PG.
How are we together?
I am anti-PG horror movie person, okay?
It's not PG.
And PG-13, all right? It needs to be rated R. It needs to be horror.
Disturbing.
Yeah, there's lots of... You don't need it. That's what I'm saying. You don't need it.
If I'm getting all filmy, it's all disturbing for being PG. It's...
Yeah.
For PG back then, it did pretty well. I'm not gonna lie, but
I just have zero trust in any of your opinions at this point.
You and I do not like the same movies. It's not like obvious. That's obvious.
We don't watch movies together. This is not part of our life. And I don't want to watch Swingers and talk about how great this movie is.
Swingers is amazing.
No.
Chief Brody's widow believes that her family is deliberately being targeted by another shark in search of revenge. Sorry, Cam.
I agree. That plot line sounds terrible. What shark is going to literally search out a specific family for revenge? It sounds insane. Sounds on the Sharknado type of science.
That's so bad. Fafiko Mander says Titanic. I need to watch Titanic.
Worst movie you've ever seen?
I need to watch it.
I hate super, super extremes. Worst. This can't be the worst movie you've ever seen. Titanic.
It's long though.
It's very long.
I need to watch it. I'll watch it.
It's not a movie I watch over and over again.
Like you said, it might have been too long, the length of it, but the acting is good.
You could have cut out the Titanic, real day portions with the old lady. Just cut out those parts. You don't need those parts.
So I was thinking Jaws 3, that's also pretty bad to me. That's the one where the actual shark goes from the ocean and gets stuck in a SeaWorld amusement park and just starts terrorizing everybody.
I mean, at this point,
which is fun.
Sci-Fi Channel. This is Sci-Fi Channel movie now.
That's kind of fun.
You've taken a franchise that is theoretically has one of the best movies ever, groundbreaking movie, and then you turn it into a Sci-Fi Channel special.
That's funny though.
Yeah, no.
The same person who said Titanic said the Emoji Movie.
I have not watched it because I know it would probably be the worst movie I've ever seen. I have a preemptive strike because I just know that I'm not going to like movies.
I kind of want to watch it.
What do you think of Emoji Movie, Wayne?
You watched it?
I've never seen Emoji Movie.
Oh, you didn't watch it? I swear you watched it.
There are certain movies I do not watch for a reason.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. It's a preemptive strike.
I also have not seen Angry Birds.
I watched... Oh... Angry Birds wasn't that bad.
I like Jason, what's his name? Coach Apple TV guy, what's his name?
Angry Birds
Sudeikis?
Yeah, Sudeikis. I like him, so maybe Angry Birds would be good.
Bad. It wasn't bad. Angry Birds, hi. Munchie's here. Angry Birds, I remember watching...
How old were you?
I don't know.
Probably 8 or 9.
Really?
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much the prime of loving bad movies.
Kevin Finkel says Interstellar. Now that was the Brad Pitt one? No, that's the Matthew McConaughey one. That one wasn't that bad.
I just don't watch movies. And I like Matthew McConaughey fine, but I'm not searching out a Matthew McConaughey movie to watch just because.
All right.
Yeah, I like Days of Confused, but like his character's not a main character.
WC Insomniac said Mrs. Doubtfire.
Hello! No!
Why do we instinctively do that? That's crazy.
That's what everyone does when you talk about it. Cannot be the worst movie you've ever seen.
No.
How?
Anything with Robin Williams, maybe with the exception of like Popeye,
it's not even the
fantastic.
Worst Robin Williams movie. It's not even the worst whatever Pierce Brosnan movie.
No, the worst Robin Williams movie is 1 Hour Photo. It's a creepy Robin Williams movie. But
How do you not like Miss Doubtfire?
I don't understand how that could be on anybody's list.
I don't know. Who is this? They're blocked. Blocked. Not invited to Christmas dinner.
Oh,
I thought you were being Pee-wee.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. Krampus. Krampus was entertaining. I thought.
I feel like a lot of these movies you have to go in just with the expectation is this is a weird movie to watch around the holidays. I'm not watching it any other time of the year.
What?
Krampus.
I mean, it's funny.
It was funny. Is it supposed to be? Is it not supposed to be funny?
It's like a funny horror, and I mean but it's not like
No.
It's not bad.
Cats are fighting in the corner, being really loud.
Okay, Tribbles Rest.
You can hear them.
Oh no.
You can hear them.
Tribbles Rest says Cabin Boy. Would have walked out, but I was too drunk to drive home. Now, Cabin Boy is definitely not for everybody.
No, but this is what my sister said was, what is a movie that's everyone thinks is terrible, but you actually love? This is what Grace said, Cabin Boy. Well, Cabin Boy feels like very 90s. And like, I've watched this movie, it just takes me back to a different time.
I've never heard you mention this.
Cabin Boy?
Ever.
Because it's actually a terrible movie.
Chris
But
Elliott.
you have to watch it with the expectation of it being really, really terrible. Cabin Boy, I'm sure even sure it holds up in any way today. I have to watch it again. But yeah, it's a funny movie. It's kind of like an old Chris Elliott movies. Oh my god.
Multiple people said the Dragon Ball movie. I don't know. Dad, have you seen Dragon Ball Evolution?
No.
Oh, people said it's horrible.
I got that on there too. That Dragon Ball. I don't think that ever appealed to me either. But Cabin Boy, I will go back and it's like it's funny. It's good. It's definitely like I don't know. It's everywhere.
You gotta watch Cabin Boy sometime.
All over the place.
It was kind of like the same Robin Hood Men in Tights type era of movies.
It's slapsticky, yeah. But I like that movie too. Robin Hood Men in Tights. I think that's funny.
I can't believe this.
Lauren is here says anything on Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Oh yeah, if you want, but man, watching it with the commentary of Mystery Science Theater 3000 is so funny.
It's funny.
It's so funny.
It's like Riff Raff, which is like the new Mysteries Theater 3000. Ow! You bit my arm.
You got in the middle of a cat fight, babe.
I can't believe this. I haven't seen it. I was supposed to watch it before Halloween because it got taken off Netflix. The Notebook. Joe Perry said The Notebook.
Worst? I mean, it's right. I mean, if you're not into Ryan Gosling, maybe, but it's got enough Ryan Gosling attractiveness that
really
it's good.
Ryan Gosling saves movies.
I mean, he's really good looking. He's really good looking.
Romance.
It's a romance.
It's supposed to be good, right?
I mean, it's like
It's
a Hallmark movie with a little bit more sadness and with a blockbuster budget.
I feel like I'd like it.
Could you imagine if Hallmark movies were headlined by someone as good looking as Ryan Gosling?
We get it. You like Ryan Gosling. Jesus.
It's so different because the the protagonist men on Hallmark movies are not very attractive. You're not like, wow, this guy is like really good looking.
No.
It's true, though. Why wouldn't they do that, though? Why wouldn't they find better...
Hallmarks with attractive people.
Yeah.
Because no attractive people don't want to be in a damn Hallmark movie. That's why. Ryan Gosling's like, same face with the cereal.
No.
All right.
Should we go to the next question?
Well, let's see. I'm trying to think. My mom said Wagons East. Did you ever see Wagons East? John Candy, I know, right?
That was his last movie.
How could your last... That's so sad.
That was his last movie.
So many good movies in then Wagons East, which is like the worst movie ever.
Save up for. I have not seen it. I just watched the trailer actually recently, and it was like, it doesn't look like I would think it was horrible, but I know that everybody says that movie is horrible.
My sister Diane says Beauty and the Beast, hates the story of Beauty and the Beast. I agree, the storyline's pretty much terrible.
This is the new Beauty and the Beast?
Just any Beauty and the Beast storyline is when you fall in love with your kidnapper.
Oh, yeah.
Who's like terrible person.
There's a word for that. What's the word for that?
Stockholm Syndrome. And this is funny because I asked both my sister and my brother-in-law. She said super bad. Those movies are terrible.
Those movies? There's only one.
Whatever.
Super bad. But Super bad is one of the best movies of all damn time. Okay.
Anthony goes, worst movie, the third Mummy movie, which I never saw after the first few. The first was really good. He said, I love Superbad, but my wife hated it. So they both know.
All the Mummy movies.
How do you not like Superbad?
I mean, I could see.
I mean, it's such
It depends on your humor, you know.
Yes, that's stupid humor.
Could be out there for some people, you know. There's also like a lot of dark humor movies, like American Psycho, that people don't like because they're not in dark humor.
I like American.
Very Bad Things. That's a good example of a really funny. Oh my god, like dark humor.
Black comedy, dark comedy.
That's hilarious.
Okay, I gotta watch
it. In the scope of Superbad versus like American Pie, I will choose American Pie 100% of the time.
I missed this one.
Because you don't like Michael Cera?
I mean, I watch Arrested Development, so I'm not like
anti-Michael
Cera.
Bolin says Blair Witch Project, and I 100,000% agree with that.
I feel like that is a movie that is in my top 10 worst movies I've ever seen.
It's not just because of the throwing up in the theater. It's just like not a good movie in general. It was a hoax.
It was a hoax, but it was one of the people who believed it was real are crazy. But it was one of the first types of viral marketing, and it really did set like a precedent for that type of guerrilla marketing.
Okay, Grimmy 2016. We need to have a meeting. We need to have an intervention.
Uh-oh.
All right, we need to actually sit down and realize what kind of movies you're watching, because you say Dumb and Dumber.
I haven't seen it.
Worst movie?
Or Elf.
Oh no.
Dumb and Dumber or Elf for the worst movies of all time.
No reasoning, they just throw it out there.
Dumb and Dumber is probably one of my favorite comedies of all time.
I mean, it definitely is iconic.
All time.
All time.
And Elf is up there with the Christmas movies.
I mean, if you don't watch Elf every Christmas, are you human?
There was somebody, I don't think it's on here, but there was somebody that said they hated Will Ferrell anyway. So if you hate Will Ferrell, I get how you would hate Elf.
What movies do you watch?
Yeah.
What?
What movies do you like? I'm curious. The people who say we should have a thing that says, what is your favorite movie then, so we can compare. Because if their favorite movie is like, I don't know.
And then since you said Schindler's List, Lone Wolf 87 did say Schindler's List.
It's and I could see how that's depressing.
Just drawn out, depressing.
And we were made to watch it in high school high school history class, world history class. So it's like you then associate with school. It's just so sad.
That's my problem.
Well, that's quite the movie to watch in history class.
It's a very sad movie.
Is that about the Holocaust?
Yeah, Holocaust, yes.
Betty said Signs.
Terrible movie. I think that's one of the ones... my mom mentioned.
Terrible movie?
It's not good.
Joaquin Phoenix, Mel Gibson, freaking
it's
aluminum
bad.
foils on their head.
M. Night Shyamalan lost it after The Sixth Sense. He just literally, and then also he did the other one, The Last Airbender.
Oh, you're one of those people,
too.
huh?
So yeah.
M. Night Shyamalan's a one-hit wonder, you say?
Yes, I think
video
so.
Production on M. Night Shyamalan, and I kind of have a bias against him.
Clearly, you've never seen Unbreakable.
I
haven't seen Unbreakable, but like,
and the Avatar, and that's not.
I do think one hit wonder. I think you're right. Like
he just made this movie called Old. Did you see the trailer of that?
No.
Old. So these people go to this beach, and they literally just start beginning to age. They just age.
Yes, and this is the story.
Rapidly age in this beach. It's weird.
Did they just leave the beach then?
I'm not telling you the M. Night Shyamalan, and you can't just. What kind of movie is that?
Leave the beach, bro.
I mean, I'm rapidly aging. I'm going to just go back to where I was not rapidly aging.
I don't like getting old. I'm going back to the car.
Exactly, pretty much.
Drive off,
Like,
and they're young again. And it's like
roll credits.
His movies seem like something you think of when you wake up in the middle of the night and you're like, oh, I thought of a great idea, and you write it down, and then you write down your next great idea the next day, and you put them together, and it becomes a movie.
And that
water.
One random jump scare.
Literally water. Isn't that what kills the aliens in Signs?
Water.
Water, isn't it?
Yeah, I
like
think
one of the most readily available items. You don't have to mix it with anything. You can just have super soakers and kill these aliens.
I was so mad. Yeah, they accidentally tipped over a glass of water, right?
The Quiet Place. That's another dumb movie. It's not an M. Night Shyamalan, but with a really dumb premise that is just really stupid. Anyways,
the guy
okay.
from The Office.
You didn't like The Quiet Place?
I could not.
No,
unsee
it just
Jim.
seemed really stupid to me.
It's
you
Jim.
didn't watch part 2?
There's no way the military wouldn't have found out these supersonic sounds killed the aliens. I'm sorry.
That was
I
an
just don't
alien?
buy it.
There's no way.
I couldn't hear anything in the movie. I tried to enjoy it, but it was like way too quiet for me.
I guess I got a taste of what your life is like.
I hear the theater. It's like awkward. There's like literally no sound. They're all just looking at each other. Shh.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know.
Any final ones on the worst movies ever?
Armageddon.
Armageddon, worst
About
movie.
58. Armageddon. I've heard bad things about Armageddon. Maybe because like I don't know, cheesiness of it.
I mean, yeah, there's definitely "Don't Wanna Miss a Thing." Isn't that song?
I've never.
Ben Affleck.
Aerosmith.
Yeah, didn't we have that song? Wasn't that part of it? There was a whole slew of asteroid movies for a while. It was just like a thing in the 90s.
Hey, The Day After Tomorrow was actually pretty cool.
Deep Impact.
That was the one with the frozen world. Deep Impact, yeah. Those cheesy special effects movies are fun.
I mean, these are movies I've seen once, and I'm not going to go out of my way to watch again. And a lot of them, I hear what they are, and I'm not going to watch them again. So I believe that they could be the worst movies I've seen. Except for the person who said Mrs. Doubtfire.
You're crazy.
Yeah.
What do you watch?
You're on my shit list. There's no way. It's just I have, like, fond memories of watching it at my grandparents' house growing up. You know, like...
I don't know what to think of this one. This is the last one for me. Great King of Scotland said Joker. I assume they're talking about Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't as good as everybody claimed it to be.
And
It
also
was
it
so
spurned all sorts of
horribly slow.
incel-y type humans into the world, so I could see how it'd be.
If you're judging movies by how many incels they raise, then there are a lot of movies that I like that are... Like American Psycho.
Yes.
It's so good, but I'm not gonna be like, well, 4chan.
Joaquin Phoenix is an incredible actor. And that's what saved that movie, was his
really
acting. But it just was, like you said, there just wasn't enough.
It was
going on.
slow.
There wasn't enough.
It was so slow. And
it was a shock
gory
value
slow.
thing.
I can't do slow. To get me to watch a movie, it takes a lot, and so then if the movie is slow, I tune out very quickly.
Yeah. Well, we gotta watch Roadhouse.
I will watch it. I've been saying this for how many years now that I will watch Roadhouse.
And then we can have a podcast on our review of Roadhouse.
Because it is your favorite movie.
I don't
haven't
want
seen
you
your
to watch
favorite
Roadhouse.
movie.
Yeah.
I don't want you to watch it because you're just gonna make fun of me.
Is that any different than normal life? Just a little bit more.
It is not by any means a good movie. Okay.
I know.
I just want to put that out
I like
there.
lots of bad movies. I don't think it says, I don't think it's that bad. It can't be the worst movie in the world. I'll watch it and report back. Our next question...
we need to watch it, and then we need to have... All of us need to watch it, and then we need to have a podcast.
We'll do, Mystery Science 3000.
I don't know what that is.
Roadhouse is perfect for that.
What is it, a review?
It's like an old thing where they have a robot, and they have a guy, and they comment on old movies, and they just talk through the whole thing.
You see, the three heads in the movie theater.
Oh.
And they basically just make fun of movies. As they go.
Like old movies. They're really funny.
Yeah. Like The Blob.
Yeah.
Next question.
Okay.
What's a movie everyone loves that you hate? I have mine.
Okay.
Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz. I don't hate it, but it's not one of my movies.
I'm done watching it for my lifetime.
Cam's never watching it again.
Screw you both.
They've argued about this before because Wayne
Divorcing and Emancipation. Both of y'all out.
Divorce and Emancipation.
I'll play a Wizard of Oz slot machine, but I won't watch it.
Your ass.
It's really not.
Wizard of Oz is a freaking classic.
Just because something is a classic doesn't mean it's good. The same with books. Mm-hmm. The same with movies.
Mm-hmm. Pride and Prejudice.
Okay, but it is though
so much.
My sister said Crash, and she said I hate that movie, and everyone loved that movie.
I don't remember it well enough.
That's Ryan Gosling, though, right?
Is it?
Isn't he in it?
Mom's like Ryan Gosling.
Oh, that was Drive.
Matt Dillon.
Never mind. I didn't like that one either.
Matt Dillon, Sandra Bullock, Ludacris, the racism movie.
Huh? Never saw it.
It kind of falls into that.
What did people say for this?
Okay, I agree with this.
Camden's face
says Batman Forever.
You guys.
Which Batman is
That's
this?
a Val Kilmer.
Chris
O'Donnell as Robin. Jim Carrey as the Riddler.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was good. I really actually enjoyed Batman Forever.
But yeah, a lot of people compare all the Batmans now to Christian Bale Batman. You know what I mean? People see Christian Bale as the number one Batman.
Michael Keaton is the best Batman.
Huh?
Okay. And that's the original Batman. Christian Bale's, I guess, is good for the Dark Knight trilogy or whatever, but...
Cam,
you guys are going to be more offended than Miss Doubtfire.
Did they say Jurassic Park? If they said Jurassic Park, I'm going to murder them. Okay. I mean...
I'm sick of T-Rex on you.
Or wait, what were you talking about? This is a movie that everyone likes, hates that they like.
Everyone
likes that they hate. Okay.
Lights, camera, snap, set. Wayne's World.
Listen, I am Wayne's World.
I'm clutching my pearls.
But it's not the greatest movie.
Shut up! It is a top 10 comedy movie.
Bro.
I like Wayne's World better than Wayne's World 2.
Yeah, but Wayne's World is a top 10 comedy.
They were both enjoyable.
It's good, but you could see how people don't like their characters. Because they're kind of annoying. So wing!
That's like not liking Good Burger.
Exactly.
Wayne and Garth are not annoying compared to a lot of main characters. I'm sorry, but in terms of unlikable main characters, they're way more likable than the Dumb and Dumber.
I've never seen Dumb and Dumber. I've never seen Dumb and Dumber.
Wayne's World's iconic, but also the 90s was the time of turning the Saturday Night Live characters into movies. And Wayne's World is the
I
top
like
tier
Wayne's
of that.
World. I'm just saying it's not you know what I mean?
I do not accept your argument.
Yeah, no. Lights, I thought we were cool.
Thomas Mosby and I have the same answer, and that's A Night at the Roxbury.
I mean, yeah, we're talking about now Saturday Night Live movies. Night at the Roxbury was not the top tier. That. But also, if you were a kid of the 90s, you quoted all these movies... And you did the thing. Yeah. You did it all the time. It's just how it is. It might not have been an amazing movie, but you still quoted it.
Have you seen that, Cam? Night at the Roxbury?
Nope.
Dun, dun, dun,
yeah.
Dun,
I haven't.
Will Ferrell and Chris Kattan. It's hilarious.
I mean, it's funny. It's a sweetie. Okay.
But you could see how people probably wouldn't like it.
Hamilton.
There does become a thing when things become so overhyped. And then you finally see it, and it's never going to live up to the original hype.
I get it.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, as a theater kid, Hamilton is very...
overdone.
everywhere.
It becomes like Frozen.
Everyone uses it as their audition song. Everyone wants to do dances from it. It's very... I don't know.
Unfortunately,
and it's historical, and it's glorifying someone who should not be glorified. Yeah. Hamilton is horrible.
Well, I mean, what founding father is going to stand up to the expectations we have of people?
Yeah, no, but people are like, oh, he had an affair, but it's okay because I'm like, guys, he's dead. He's far gone. It's been a while. It's fine. You don't have to defend
I've never watched Hamilton all the way through.
I've
seen bits and pieces of it.
The songs are good, but I actually prefer Lin-Manuel Miranda's, all his Disney songs. I love all the Disney songs he does.
Lin-Manuel's great.
You're talking about what's his name?
Lin-Manuel.
Lee Miranda?
Lee Miranda.
That guy?
Lin-Manuel.
Anyways, I agree. A movie becomes so overhyped that you're just going to hate it no matter what. I can see that.
I get that.
You also can't listen to people's reviews.
I still love Frozen. I don't care.
There was a time where Camden hated on Frozen because that's what every middle schooler did. They hated on Frozen because it was so overdone. But there's undoubtedly Frozen is good.
I've grown.
Yes, I've grown. I can admit myself.
Frozen is amazing.
Okay, next.
And the second one.
I mean, I think Frozen's great.
Overrated.
All you people who said Twilight are so cool and underground.
Wait. Twilight. They're saying they don't like Twilight or like Twilight?
Don't like
I'm
Do you not understand the question? They both don't like, but these ones are overrated. These ones people actually like.
I like Twilight, and it's my time of the year to rewatch the Twilight series.
We want to rewatch the Twilight series.
I always rewatch it around this time of year, usually when I'm wrapping presents or something.
Good, you guys can have the bedroom. I'll go to the living room, and we'll go our separate ways that week.
I mean, obviously, it's not a good movie. It's not a good movie.
No. It's horrible.
But
it's so entertaining.
I remember how you couldn't get over how they picked Robert Pattinson for the gorgeous vampire.
Exactly. I was angry at that time because I read all the books. Edward is supposed to be, and theoretically also Bella, Edward is supposed to be the most attractive person in the entire world. Like, you look at this person and they're like Ryan Gosling.
I knew that was going to happen.
Twilight, but it's
Ryan Gosling should have been Edward.
But then I thought about it, and because also Bella comes to this town in Forks, Washington, and everyone's like, she's amazing, she's beautiful, and I think it's all subjective. Attractiveness is subjective, and they live in Forks, Washington, which is like the middle of nowhere. So if some new person comes in, they could literally be the most mediocre person ever, and they're going to think she's amazing. And also, if you've never seen an attractive person, then I don't know. And if something sparkles, you just, maybe a little bit of sparkle about you.
CGI and stuff is so bad. Oh, the war stuff. Oh, that movie's actually
the
hard
fact
to watch.
that you remember that I was angry about casting in Twilight means you truly listened to me, babe. Thank you.
I truly do.
I feel hurt.
You just rant one day. You're just like, I hate casting in Twilight.
Probably.
Edward is not the most attractive man.
I lived through this in real time. I had read the Twilight books, so I had watched the Twilight movies when they came out in real time, so you probably heard me rant about it at that point.
Why isn't it Ryan Gosling?
Yes.
Should have been Ryan Gosling.
I'm just going to do that just to annoy you now.
I don't get it. Multiple people said, I like Step Brothers.
I'm not a huge Step Brothers person, but...
Which one?
Step Brothers.
It's an amazing movie. What?
I thought it was funny.
Who said they don't like Step Brothers? When's going to be in their
Kathy,
DMs?
Hilarious. Hilarious. Top 5 comedies of all time.
And you just dissed Wayne's World?
You touched my drum set! I did not diss Wayne's World.
You said Wayne's World is not top 10 comedy. You said Step Brothers is top 5 comedy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I consider
Step Brothers
that
beats Wayne's World. This is correct.
A lot more people.
Camden, read them out loud instead of whatever, gasping.
We want to know what you're gasping for.
Okay, so multiple people said Alf. You're crazy. I don't know what's wrong with you. Next.
So a lot of people don't like Elf, huh?
I don't know what's wrong with you. What? Come on, they got the little singy.
I could maybe
with the one girl.
Yeah, she and him. Or Zoe Deschanel. If you have cable, still, TV, I feel like Elf is one of the movies that's always on during Christmas. So maybe that's why they don't like it. Like it's always on, and they're stuck watching it with commercials for some reason. You know what I mean?
That's why you don't like Christmas Story?
Giving them benefit.
I didn't have cable growing up.
Yeah,
but
look, Short Stands Tall said a Christmas Story.
I agree Christmas Story is not as good as it. as Wayne says it is. It's just not.
I remember it being really good. I gotta rewatch
But
it.
I have fond memories of it because I didn't grow up with cable like Wayne, so Wayne watched it like 24/7 on TBS every single year.
Yeah.
I never saw A Christmas Story until I was in the hospital at Christmas time when I had Camden, so I have fond memories of Christmas
First
Story.
time she saw it was in the hospital.
Yeah, because it was on 24/7.
So it might not be the best
so I
time
gotta
to
watch
watch
it.
That's why. Sirac said...
It doesn't have the nostalgic value.
No, it doesn't, but it still has good memories associated with it.
Since they were kids.
You know.
The Big Lebowski? Really? Come on.
I'm not as big Lebowski as...
You don't like funny?
I like the Coen brothers in general. The Big Lebowski is not my favorite one of theirs.
It's funny.
But it is good.
That is funny.
It is good. Dude, where's my car?
No!
Rosenhill.
Don't like it?
Remember, this is that you do like, that other people do not like.
No, wait.
No, it's not.
No, we're on the other one.
What other one?
Movies that everyone likes that you don't like.
You don't like. Or find overrated.
Dude, where's my car is amazing.
Dang.
I was going to say no.
Step
Brothers, man. I didn't realize Step Brothers was so
Furious.
ubiquitous or whatever.
I thought it was a stupid car movie. Apparently it's funny.
Which one?
Fast and Furious.
It's funny?
Isn't it supposed to be funny?
No, I don't think it's supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be an action-y car movie.
Oh, I thought it wasn't an action-y car movie.
No, it's an action-y car movie.
Someone made it sound like not an action-y car movie.
It's one of those movies where you kind of laugh at it because it's ridiculous. The casting and everything is just... And you're supposed to take Vin Diesel seriously as a human, as an actor. I mean, it's just like...
As a human.
Oh, man, you know what's the worst movie I have ever seen is Waterworld, probably. Okay.
What?
Now that I thought about it.
Waterworld?
Terrible. Congo, Waterworld, those were terrible 90s movies I saw in the theater.
They're pretty bad.
High School Musical. I agree. I like the songs a lot, though. I don't know if I
agree.
Actually
it's
like
not
the
a good
songs,
movie.
No.
It's on the... Actually. But it's a Disney Channel movie. You expect it to be bad. Like a Hallmark movie. You know what you're getting when you watch a Disney Channel movie.
If you're watching a movie on Disney Channel or Disney XD, you can't...
You are watching it for that reason.
Except for the Phineas and Ferb movies. Those are the best movies.
Phineas and Ferb, for some reason, is like super deep. Like, I don't know.
Have you seen the second movie?
No.
I think I cried. Oh. I don't remember.
My daughter might disown me for this one. Buster Game says literally anything anime
is overrated.
Literally anything. You're just biased because how you can't.
Studio Ghibli is different than everything. Like Naruto.
Here's the thing: you cannot say literally everything. There's so many different genres and stuff that you can't just say anything that's animated in Japanese is bad. Because that's just.
Yeah, true.
I'm not a huge fan of the anime unless people's like arms are getting cut off, you know.
I mean, I don't
watch...
Super gory.
Plenty of those. You should watch Attack on Titan.
Ninja Scroll.
You should watch Attack on Titan.
I don't watch any animated movies unless they're like Disney movies or Studio Ghibli, so I can't comment.
Studio Ghibli's so good. But yeah, I also got, someone said, any of the recent drama anime movies. I assume you mean like A Silent Voice and stuff. I don't know. I'm not rewatching them all the time, but they're not bad. Crazy. Oh boy.
This is saying this is overrated? Am I going to be angry?
Yeah, you are.
Oh, no.
Trevor said Napoleon Dynamite. And they said one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life.
What? Okay, you have to be a human with refined taste to like Napoleon Dynamite, so...
The first time you watch Napoleon Dynamite, it's like... Okay, what? Is anything ever going to happen?
Here we go.
This is just so slow.
I agree with this one, actually, on this one. Really? If you watch it the first time, you go, this is so different from a comedy movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, it's not fast-paced. It's not slapstick humor. It's just, like...
I need to rewatch it off YouTube.
But then the second time you watch it, it's brilliant.
It is brilliant.
It's hilarious.
It is.
And you catch everything, like Uncle Rico.
And I grew up in a rural town. So I grew up in Eastern Washington, which is like very similar to Idaho. So I feel kind of kindred. I feel like it's very funny.
So you can relate to it.
Yeah. What?
That kind of like matter of fact.
Yes, it's just like on the nose humor.
That's what I like that. Twilight Saga.
Tech Envy.
They don't like Twilight
Says
Saga.
Love Actually.
Oh, Tech Envy. Okay, I admit it has some problematic issues with Love Actually. Like, the fact that guy shows up at her door, who's married to her best friend, and he then does the whole cue card thing, which is supposed to be romantic, and then kisses her, they kiss and leave, and that's supposed to be it. That's an issue I have with it. I still watch Love Actually every single year, and it's been 20 years now that Love Actually came out. Can you believe that?
I can feel it in my fingers.
I still tear up watching it when Hugh Grant narrates at the very
end. Feel it in my toes.
Christmas is all around us. You gotta let it.
How do you just say that? How do you just say that? Ice Bear 3000. How do you just say this controversial thought?
Okay.
Anything Adam Sandler.
Anything?
Here's the thing. There's a big difference between Jack and Jill and Happy Gilmore.
Yes, I agree.
How do you just say
that? I haven't seen any of the recent Adam Sandler where he's supposed to be a serious actor and wanted to be nominated for Oscars.
I mean, good for you. I wish I didn't love Adam Sandler movies.
But
great.
Old Adam
Billy Madison, I will watch.
Adam Sandler is the best.
If it was on TV and I had cable and it came on, I would leave the channel.
Stop looking at me, twang.
Yeah, we quote Adam Sandler movies. I haven't seen them in a long time.
Happy Gilmore. Okay.
Yes.
Billy Madison, Wedding Singer. All the older ones are good.
Plus, though, we grew up in the 90s. We have memories of re-quoting these movies all the time.
Yeah, speaking of that,
we quoted it all the time.
You're
we started making pretty bad movies, though.
Ring Scoop said Austin Powers, all of them.
Austin Powers is also so good. This is so good.
Mom's
the original.
Jaw drop.
I agree. The ones which you get to Fat Bastard and the other ones are not good, but the first Austin Powers is so funny.
Epic movies. Okay.
Aww.
Hilarious.
I'm hip. I'm with it.
How could you say these things out loud?
We asked, they answered.
Dalton E. Smith said all the Shrek movies.
Okay.
I agree with that.
I kind of agree.
No. I'm not a fan of Shrek.
I can't rewatch Shrek too much.
No.
It hurts in my head.
I don't like Shrek.
And I'm a Mike Myers fan, obviously, with the Wayne's World and the Austin Powers.
I love the soundtrack of Shrek. Shrek has, such a good soundtrack for no reason.
All-Star?
No! The Counting Crows.
I'm not a big Shrek fan.
I like first Shrek. Then I like Donkey. I don't know. I will not watch Shrek just by choice.
Nick sent Creatives, Mike Comanche. A lot of people said Harry Potter. Real Norm Miller is with you on Matrix.
Yes, Matrix.
I haven't seen it.
I just don't get it.
You just think it's overrated.
I didn't get the hype back then, and I still don't get the constantly
Have you watched it
being
recently?
referenced. No, I haven't watched it recently.
Oh, what the frick. RWG.
What the frick?
I almost cussed. Office Space. Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
No! Office Space is so funny.
Yeah.
What?
One of the greatest movies of all time.
I feel like a lot of these probably are related to our nostalgia for watching these
From the
movies.
Beavis and Butthead
renting
creator.
these movies at Blockbuster and watching them and laughing with our friends. But no, it's so funny. Damn, it feels good to be a gangster. And that song just made you feel like...
Aztec Photo is just lost his patron.
No,
you
can't ban him from patron.
He said Roadhouse. What the hell, Mario?
No, you're still welcome.
You just said that to get under my skin.
Mario.
Well, as in the famous words of Dalton, opinions vary.
Oh, no. Quoting.
And your opinion is wrong.
He also said Encanto.
Oh, come on. If you hate on Encanto, you're...
I mean, I it's not my favorite Disney movie, but I liked Encanto.
I have not seen it.
I expected it to be overrated, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. But
there are lots of pretty colors and lots of pretty songs.
I just can't watch... It's Pixar?
Yes.
I just can't watch them anymore. I just don't want to cry.
Sad.
I just don't want to cry.
This
is why I avoid watching Pixar movies. Because I just why do I have to look away from the screen and make myself not cry? So I miss the best part of the movie.
Toy Story 3.
Enough, though. No, the emotional part's not the best part.
You either in Can or Encanto.
You're lame.
Why?
Pug said Reservoir Dogs.
I agree with you. Any Tarantino movie, honestly, I'm like, no.
What movie did they say?
I feel like people who say they like these movies are being fake. You don't actually like these movies.
No. It's
what the
good.
Hell does that
it's
mean?
Good.
No.
The people...
Tarantino can come for me.
Is a genius.
Come for me, buddy. I don't buy
talking at the beginning, like even at the beginning, the character development with the song...
I think
Reservoir Dogs has plenty of violence and action in it to keep you interested.
Yeah. Maybe it was because film guys, film students, film majors. It's just like, it feels so like, oh, you have to love it, Tarantino. It feels fake.
Just because Pulp Fiction went backwards? It made it all weird?
I like Reservoir Dogs better than Pulp Fiction.
Kill Bill?
I don't know. I'm with you.
Oh, I love Kill Bill. Kill Bill's really...
Wayne made me watch... You like Kill Bill, right? Wayne made me watch Kill Bill when it came out, the night it came out on Thursday night, like at 1 a.m. in the morning, and I was like 7 months pregnant.
James made us do that, and it was the second one.
And so I have...
You watched the second one without watching the first?
The second one happens to be way too long and drawn out, unfortunately.
And you made me watch it like 1 in the morning.
So what, we got home at like 4?
Yes, on the Strip, which is like my nightmare.
Do movies have like a limit or something? Why couldn't Kill Bill just be like 4 hours?
I don't know. I like Tarantino. I'm not a huge Kill Bill fan, believe it or not.
I will say Tarantino's overrated.
I like Kill Bill.
I like Jackie Brown.
Lots of other... I like Kill Bill.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood's great the third time.
The third time.
The first time I really didn't. I watched it at the theater, and maybe we were just expecting too much.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, it was slow. You also have to know the whole backstory with the actress and whatever. You have to know, like, historical stuff.
Okay, so let's see how much more you got left. We might have to zoom through some of these.
BK Bigfoot 88 says The Nightmare Before Christmas.
No more.
You can't...
What?
I agree, it's a different type of movie.
If you don't like Tim Burton, then you're not going
to like... How do you not like Tim Burton?
His style is different.
I personally like the imagery in Nightmare Before Christmas. I love going to Disneyland and seeing all this stuff, but I'm like, I could watch the movie once every 5 years.
What's the one where, like, it's Johnny Depp also, and the girl, and they get married, and...
Corpse Bride.
I didn't like that one.
I've never seen Corpse Bride.
Okay, so I understand, because I like Nightmare Before Christmas a lot, but Corpse Bride I couldn't get through.
I feel like I'd be defending it. I haven't seen it.
Top Gun, Pint of Fuzz.
Yeah, I don't like Top Gun.
How dare you?
Nah. No Top Gun for me.
Wizard of Oz, Elvis, David Hurta.
So many people said this, and I wasn't gonna say it because I was just like, whatever. So many people said this. Anything with Will Ferrell.
Wow, people hate Will Ferrell.
So many people said this.
I mean, he's not.
I was just like, oh well, whatever. It's not worth.
At some point, the shtick gets a little bit old. Like, it's the fact that, he's still doing the same shtick. It's the same one every single time.
I think he's funny. I don't care. It's like Michael Cera.
That's what I was going to say. People are going to give the Michael Cera stuff. He's the same character, and it's the same type of thing.
But it's funny.
I mean, it can be funny.
Because he's a dumb middle school boy in every single thing he does. And it's so funny. And it's very real.
He's funny.
I mean, he's pretty funny. But he's not my favorite of all those type of comedic actors.
Here we go. It's John... I'm really sorry. I don't know how to say your name. Pulp Fiction.
Yep, I agree. Pulp Fiction, overrated.
I don't know.
And just too much swearing. I hate to be like a mom, but like it's too much. Swearing. And even when I was young, I was kind of like, it's just too much.
I didn't think about that.
Too much violence.
There was a lot of violence, so it was kind of hard to watch that one scene.
Yeah.
When your mom was pregnant with you, I was watching Bad Santa, and I remember she just like woke up out of a nap and she's like, "What are you watching?"
Exactly.
That's an F word every 5 seconds.
She could hear that in utero. They say they can hear things. Exactly.
Was a good movie.
What do we got left? Any more of these? We had one more question.
Lots.
Lots? Just list them off.
Okay, well...
These are movies that people don't like that people...
I swear, I've seen this answer like
Is Will Ferrell a new thing to hate on?
A couple people said It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, I'm not into it.
I just watched it, and I think it's a classic.
Marvel movies the last 2 years. I just don't trust your opinion.
I like Marvel
movies. People are
movies.
biased towards the modern whatever.
I like the Marvel movies.
It's like Star Wars. I don't trust you. Respectfully.
E.T.
I think my mom said that one too. People loved it, just never understood it. The hype.
That's the one thing I can agree with. Fod, Herbst, anything with Kathy Griffin.
Damn.
Is she in many movies?
She's in quite a few, yeah. I think she has like...
Really?
Yeah, she was. Not anymore.
Like what?
I think it's her annoying voice that throws people off, I guess.
She's pretty funny.
I don't know who.
Comedian.
Do I know
Kathy
her?
Griffin's funny.
I couldn't even name a movie that she's been in, to be honest with you.
Exactly. So why do you hate her?
I just don't like her voice. Just like me. That people don't like my voice.
I know.
They
I don't like
her.
my voice. I don't like your voice.
Well, I don't like your voice either.
Exactly. I don't like it either.
My voice wasn't always like this.
It really wasn't.
This
It
is
wasn't like this when I
passionate.
met you, so it's
In
taken
all
some time.
caps, Christmas Story is absolutely garbage.
Christmas Story? It's over.
Hi.
It is
Garbage.
overrated. It's not absolute
say-
I'll
garbage
shoot your eye
fire. Shoot your eye out.
I'll shoot your eye out.
Overrated.
Any of the Fast Furious.
Yes.
I kind of want to watch the first one at least.
I mean, you can't watch it expecting a good movie.
Anything with oceans in the title.
All of the oceans. I mean, contrived.
Fight Club. I've ever seen it.
Yes, overrated. Fight Club is overrated.
Grease. Come on.
Grease, I just have memories. Watching it with my high school friends.
Come on. If you don't like musicals, I guess. Bad opinion. Anyway.
The Notebook.
Nope.
I said this.
The frickin' Notebook.
Some people said it's the worst movie they've ever seen, the most overrated movie.
I need to watch it. I feel like I'd like it.
You gotta watch it.
I've been told I'd like it by all my friends. The Godfather. I've never seen
Yeah,
it.
overrated. Too long. I'm not gonna
long.
watch it.
Fast and Furious 2. And all of the rest of them after 2.
Everyone hates Fast and the Furious.
Gravity.
Office Space.
Gravity, I agree, overrated.
It was visually stunning. That's
yeah,
about it.
but at some point, like, you can't just CGI stuff and have it make a movie.
I didn't like the whole... spoiler alert, him coming back. Weird dream thing.
Oh.
I wanted him to come back.
Moana, overrated?
It's not the best Pixar movie, but...
Guess what the number 3 overrated movie of all time is?
What's that?
Actually, guess what the number 1 overrated movie of all time is?
Overrated of all time.
All time. Number 1. What is it?
Like, in what list? Whose
Like,
list?
just for, a poll in the whole world. United States or whatever. It is one of the most overrated films to this day, according to Redditors
Do you agree?
Godfather.
and other people. Grease.
Grease? That's what people said, Grease.
The first Grease... second one's not overrated because
Wayne
it's amazing.
loves second one. Because
Everybody
it's
loves
not
Grease,
rated
too.
well, so it's not overrated.
How can it be a musical?
But the
Come
first
on.
Grease is highly overrated. And number 3 is
Reddit's-
actually ticks me off a little bit. It's Pretty Woman.
I'm saying it's a Reddit poll. It's men.
Someone said Pretty Woman.
I love
Oh, it's a
Pretty
Reddit poll.
Woman.
It's men.
I mean, but you were a little kid watching a movie that was risque for your age when you first saw the movie, so you have some sort of whatever attached to it.
I mean, is that what it is?
I think so, because it's not really, I don't think it's a great movie.
There's this part of the movie where she's a hooker, right? So she pulls out all these condoms and she's like, I've got red, blue, green, orange, and then the gold, and I thought they were lollipops.
Exactly. So I'm saying you watched this movie when you thought it was a taboo movie to watch.
I didn't know what a
you have
condom was.
Some sort of stuff. Plus, Julia Roberts, probably her movie where she's the prettiest.
Thought she was giving him candy. Mm-hmm. I did think that Julia Roberts was pretty, for sure.
Yeah.
I like Michelle Pfeiffer back then more.
We probably have so many more. Any more things. Camden's face
Hocus
is
Pocus?
overrated. Because it's so hyped. At some point, it's never going to live up to the hype.
We're going to have to part 2 this episode because you added another category last night.
Okay, well, maybe have a first part of this
What's the other category?
The
movies that you love that everyone hates. I can't remember.
Yeah, basically the opposite of this one. Movies that you love that everybody
They
hates.
all kind of overlap, so we might have covered it already.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I apologize. Honestly, I don't watch movies. Every movie I've seen is basically a 90s movies. I haven't seen very many movies since then, unless they're Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, all those movies. Those are the ones I watch. And Hallmark
Marvel's
movies.
overrated.
I watch TV shows, so maybe we'll have to do another version with like worst TV show you've ever seen, but also force yourself to watch.
I'm not a huge
can't get into Marvel now.
I'm not a huge MCU universe person either. They're fun, but like I can't get into it. Like
the thing I like about these types of movies is because a lot of times do you ever watch a movie or read a book or whatever, or watch a TV show, and you're like, wait, I need more to the story. I don't like that this movie just ended. I want more, and that's what Marvel gives us. It just continues the storyline, so you always get kind of a continuation.
I don't think that. I don't need that.
I do. I don't like it to just end. I'm like, I want more of these characters. I need more. No. Even if they ruin it eventually.
Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. I still continue watching a
series until the end.
Yeah, I don't know how you do that. If I don't
Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, credits.
I'm so glad that you guys are back and answering all the questions. It really means a lot that you are participating. We couldn't even get to all your answers. There were so many answers. So we'll try to do some more. Let us know if you have any other ideas that you would like to hear from us. I know a lot of people were asking for an actual Q&A type one again. You know, where we just answer questions.
If you are
because if you there are old podcasts where we've answered a lot of the most frequently asked questions. But, you know, we could always do it again. There are long-time listeners who are going to be like, we've heard you guys talk about this like 100 times. So I'm tired of listening to you talk about these things. But let us know what you'd like to hear. Mm-hmm.
If you're on Anchor, or you can listen to it on Spotify, Apple, wherever the podcast is. But then you can go to Anchor, and there's an actual question, like what you liked about this podcast, or tell us what you think about this podcast. In that area, you can put suggestions of what you think would be good for the next podcast.
Oh, that's right. You can have a specific question. We should start doing that.
And we can feed off of your answers. Yeah, I think I can maybe add another one, or I'll just change the question to give us podcast ideas. And that's an Anchor.
And I guess Monday, theoretically, is going to be our new day for releasing podcasts. You can also catch us on Friday at Trivia Night every Friday night on Instagram or Likey, 6 p.m. PST. We have a blast. This coming Saturday is our patron live stream. Saturday at 3 p.m. So if you're a patron, heads up for that. We'll be here on Saturday.
We're going to have a Patreon funeral this Saturday. We lost a patron. He deleted himself.
Oh, no.
We're not going to put any names out there, but we're just going to have a funeral for him.
He got snapped.
It's
like he snapped.
That's Darth Vader, but still. What's the death march? The one that you like Saved by the Bell.
I thought you just sang the wedding song, like...
Yeah, something like that. Same thing. No, I'm just kidding.
So if you're a patron, Saturday, join us.
Yeah, Patreon.com. Friday, and Monday. That's where you'll be able to see us from now on. Yeah. Hopefully, Camden, once she's done with the school stuff, she'll be starting her daily live streams up again.
Yeah.
You guys freaking rock.
Yeah, everyone rocks. The listeners rock. Hope everyone has a good week, a safe week, and we
Except for Mario, because he dissed Roadhouse.
I will watch it, and I'll diss it for you, too.
We love you all, seriously. You're the best.
Thanks so much for listening.
See ya.
Bye.